So that is it, nice and easy. A little bit more low-key, a little bit more breathable on the skin. Feels nice. Anyway, let's get to it. I'm really sad that I'm using my red straighteners. I just think they are not the cutest, but my rose gold pinky ones are at Ryan's house. Sad, sad times, but I'm gonna start off by giving my hair, thank you. I'm gonna start off by giving my hair a brush. I literally start at the ends and work my way up because I'm so paranoid about any kind of like breakage. I know that it's covering my hair. Like a spray, you can't really feel where it's gone. So I just run to like 5p sized amounts through the mid-lengths and ends to protect my hair because I'm done with this broken head life. I'm over it. Oh, and I even picked up a Tangle Teezer. Is this like a barrel brush? What would you call this? I've got fluff in it. How have I managed that? I picked one of these up so that if I'm doing a kind of like rolled, what do you call this? Like basically like a bouncy blow dry on my end, I can hopefully do it without maybe feeling like I'm taking too much hair off it. Like I feel like this one just isn't that gentle. To be honest, since I have cut my hair, I haven't really blow dried it, to be honest, because it just dries so quickly on its own. It just feels so unnecessary to blow dry it. So the method you're about to see is what I have been doing. So I take my straightener and I just, as I'm going down my hair, kind of roll it onto its side. So rather than it being straight, I just twist it away from me and you're left with like this. And if your hair doesn't hold a style particularly well, I would use a mousse or some kind of styling spray, anything to give it hold. Hairspray if you like hairspray. It is really important that you section your hair off kind of as low down as you can, really, because these bottom bits, they are so short, and as you can see, they like stick out. This is how I can tell if a bit hasn't been done, because it just does that. These bottom bits are so short, so they are so hard to do. So you kind of want to section off as low down as you possibly can. And with the back, I just roll away from the back of my head, kind of, as you can see, just a little curl under. That is kind of how the bottom layer looks. And I try and get the bottom layer as curled under as possible, because it just helps it to look a lot neater when you then do your longer layers. What I don't like seeing is my bottom layers peeking out or looking a bit uneven underneath my top curled layers, if that makes sense. I don't know if that does make sense. I'm not very good at describing hair. Maybe I should watch more hair tutorials. So yeah, just twisting that away from me. Ooh, right in those underneath layers. That is what the bottom layers look like. So they look a little bit crazy, but it all comes together once you do the top layers. Let's just check my work in an actual mirror that I can see. Okay, so then I let my hair down. I do another layer. And I normally do about 3 or 4 sections before I feel like I'm done. I do find it helps to work in smaller sections, just so you know you've got every little bit. And with these longer front bits, some days I leave them a little bit less curled because it kind of gives a almost like shorter at the back, longer at the front kind of look, but without having to have the actual shorter at the back, longer at the front haircut. And one of the great things about this hairstyle is if your hair does hold it well, quite often the next day you can just touch it up. Like today I could, to be fair, I could have literally just run the straighteners over my hair, over bits that were just looking a little bit kind of like they had a kink in them, and then curled the ends under, and that could have been it. But because I wanted to film this tutorial for you, I'm doing the full shebang. But it's fine because I'm having this weekend as like a no makeup, no doing my hair weekend, and it's gonna be glorious. I always find this side at the front just never goes how I want it to. Penultimate layer. I'm also very excited to start, hopefully at some point, experimenting with some different styles. Like there's a half up, half down hairstyle that I really want to try. I'm just like trying to get through the days at the moment though. I don't really have the time to be having a bad hair day at the moment, but when I have a spare day, maybe I'll try it this weekend if I feel like I'm in the mood. But there are definitely a few short hair hairstyles I want to try. Yeah, if there's any hairstyles that you would like to see me try with hair that is like obviously a similar length, none that are shorter, please. I'm not cutting my hair again. If there are any hairstyles that you would like to see me try, DM me a pic. I might give it a go. I might put it in a video. Right now is a prime example of me having done a section that is too big because I keep finding bits of hair that just haven't been done. Work in the smallest sections possible, because if a bit of hair hasn't been curled under or isn't in kind of unison with the rest of the hair, you're going to notice it. This is not a low maintenance hairstyle. Short hair, people say short hair is low maintenance. I disagree. In terms of like hair drying time, yes. But in terms of like daily maintenance, no. Unless you shove your hair in a ponytail. But my mum has short hair, like short hair. And she has had for maybe like 2 decades now. And she does her hair and has to do her hair every single day. Otherwise it looks a bit wild. So once I think I'm done, I always feel around the hair and see if there's anything that just doesn't feel quite right. If there's like a bit that feels like it's sticking out, then it's most likely that I have missed it, but we're feeling good. Just got over my roots at the back to make sure there's no like wiggly bits up at the root. We always have those. We're all human, no one is immune to those. Last layer, or what I think is sure there's no knots, because what we want is a really sleek bob, and if I do it just really roughly, it's just not gonna straighten as sleekly. Is that a word? It's not gonna sit right. I definitely think I'm getting better at this though. Like most strands of hair I'm only going over once. Whereas when I first started learning to do this kind of long bob hairstyle, I was having to go over my hair quite a bit because I was like, what am I doing? There we go, that is side number 1 done. So funny, this hair reminds me of the hair in Drop Dead Fred where the girl like chops all of her hair off because she's like a grown-up now. And that was like, when I watched that, because I was allowed to watch that at a very inappropriate age, that used to be like my least favourite bit of the film. That's how long I've been obsessed with long hair for, since like a very young age. So yeah, then I just kind of like take a look at the side and check that everything's moving in the same direction and it's all looking like nice and neat. I leave these front bits just like a little bit longer but still have them curling in, and I really like the way that looks. And hopefully this should still look cute as my hair kind of gets a bit longer, because obviously I'm not going to have my hair cut every like couple of weeks and my hair grows quick, so this is gonna like hit my collarbones. Best I've done it so far this week. I'm very happy with that. That's how I curl my hair under. It's so simple, you just need to get the hang of it. I don't put any styling products in it after this at the moment, just because I'm not really going out, but I would always say like a mousse. I think for this kind of like, if you want this to really hold, a mousse is probably my preferred over hairspray. Hairspray for me is more about keeping the little bits in place and like taming flyaways rather than keeping a shape like nice and molded, if that